People say they hate discipline. They say it's too rigid, too extreme, too hard, but that's not the truth. What they really hate is what discipline exposes. Discipline doesn't judge you, it reveals you. And most people don't want to face what they already know deep down inside. Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. I appreciate the views. This last one, we got a lot of views on it on YouTube, and we got some downloads on the podcast. And so, super exciting that the word is getting out there and y'all are sharing it. And I really appreciate it. If you got any value out of it, please leave a comment. Definitely rate the show 5 stars. And let's get started. Today, we're going to talk about how most people don't hate discipline, they hate being told the truth. Me personally, I think that's why I don't have a whole lot of friends. I speak the truth. A lot of times, we're sitting at the table one day at Summer Moon, and one of the regulars is sitting there, and he's talking about wanting to lose weight or, eating right, basically like losing weight and working out. And I pretty much told him, I was like, you don't have you have an eating issue. Like if you say you're not eating, he's talking about losing weight, and so he starts out saying, "Well, I don't really eat that much." I said, "Well, your weight tells me the look of you, and your weight tells me you do eat too much." And kind of like threw him back, and said, "Tell me what you eat." "Well, I don't really eat in the mornings. I really don't eat breakfast." I said, "You don't have to eat breakfast." And he goes, "Well, I just eat dinner because I just get too busy during the day," and that's a discipline problem. It doesn't matter how many calories you eat. Even if you went home and ate 1,500 calories or 1,600 calories in one sitting, your body's not going to gain fat. It's just not, your body's going to use all those carbs throughout the night and then move on to the next day. You're still eating more than you are actually more energy that you're expending. So you're coming home and you're eating like 3,500 calories. Are you telling me that? And he couldn't really tell me because he doesn't track it. And he said he's tracked calories before, but was he actually tracking them the right way? Who knows? But the fact is, he didn't like the hard, honest truth I told him. I said, "You have a discipline problem. Like it's all there is to it. You say you don't want to be fat, but you don't want to do anything about it. That is a discipline problem." So let's talk about the lie about discipline. Discipline gets a bad reputation. People say, "I don't want to live like a robot. Life is meant to be enjoyed. I don't believe in being strict." But let's be real. They don't hate discipline. They hate being confronted with inconsistency, being reminded they're capable of more, losing the excuse of "I'm tired" or "I tried," seeing proof that results come from habits, not from just fly by the night diets that just throw every caution, no caution in the wind or whatever. So a discipline doesn't restrict your life. It exposes the parts of it you've been avoiding. And avoiding it is going to be harder in the long run. So what I was thinking about earlier when we're talking about like I don't want to live like a robot. I don't want to life's meant to be enjoyed. A lot of people think that counting calories is too restrictive and it consumes their life, or they think about calories too often, like they're thinking about what they're eating too often, or am I eating, like they just think it's consuming them. And when you really break it down, weighing your food isn't really a big deal. You're putting it on a plate anyways. Put it on a scale and measure out what you need to. There's a reason why there's servings on every container. Measure out the serving and eat them out of servings. If you don't measure it, you're never going to know how many servings you're putting in your body. It's like a budget. If you don't live your life like your calories like a budget, then you're obviously going to be fat or you're going to be too skinny. It could go either way. But counting calories is not a restrictive diet. Like, it is what you are supposed to be doing as a human being. And the people that say, "Oh, I don't count calories," but they're lean, they've counted calories for years before, and they know in their head how many calories are in most things, and they know how much they need to eat. They're not just intuitively eating, like, "Oh man, I just don't know anything. I don't know anything about calories, and then I'm just going to start eating, lean meats and vegetables and not measure any of it and just know how much I'm eating." Like, there's no possible way. Like, your brain still has to know how many calories you're putting in your body to stay lean. There's just no other way about it. Like, it's either you've counted calories for a long time and but even myself, I've counted calories since, oh my gosh, 2016, 2015. and I can still overeat. If I don't track it, I will overeat. Like there's just no way around it. Like my body's always hungry, and sometimes you just gotta live in the hunger. It's okay. It's not gonna hurt anything. You're not gonna die. But if you want to stay lean or if you want to lose some fat, you got to be hungry. If you want to be fat, eat all the food you can eat. You do the seafood diet. Go out to McDonald's every day. It doesn't matter what you eat if you want to be fat. It's gonna hurt anyways. So why discipline triggers most people? I got off on a tangent there. But this is where it really gets comfortable and we're going to get real. Discipline triggers people because it removes excuses, removes victim stories, the victimhood, the V word, removes blame, and removes emotional justification. When someone is disciplined, it silently asks, "Why aren't you?" And instead of answering that question honestly, people attack the discipline. They always well, that's different. You're different. You like to work out, or you like to eat right, or you just have more time than I do. No, we all have the same 24 hours, and we all have the same decisions we can make. I don't know why I can't say that word today, but I choose to wake up early and get everything done. I just got done meal prepping for my week for the lunches. I already ordered groceries for the week, and I have a few meals planned for dinner. My breakfast is always the same. There's no variance in my lunch and my breakfast. The variance comes in dinners. That's what gets me the different choices in life. It gets a variety of different things. But if you're disciplined, just eat the same thing. If you can't, figure out how you can, or switch it out with 2 or 3 different meals and go from there. People don't hate discipline. They hate the mirror it holds up. Most people don't like to be told that they're not doing the right thing, or that we all have the same 24 hours. You're just choosing the 24 hours differently. You're just choosing to prioritize fast food over healthy foods, or whole foods, things like that. Like I woke up this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning to go work on my truck, so that way my kids didn't have to sit in the car in the truck going to volleyball this morning with no AC and actually a heater working, things like that. Like I got up because I'm disciplined enough to wake up. If I could get essentially, like, if I could wake myself up to go work out at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, then I should be disciplined enough to take care of my kids with my truck and get out there at 4 o'clock in the morning with a flashlight and work on my truck and fix it. It took me about an hour, but I got it done. That's discipline. Waking up knowing you just want to sleep because it's a Sunday and you could sleep in. But when you get up, when you choose to be disciplined, this is what happens. Your kids will thank you one day. They didn't think it was a big deal today, but I guarantee you 10, 15 years from now, and I tell them the story or they remember it, they're going to be like, "Dad, I really appreciate it. I can't believe you did that. I don't know how you got up so early to go work on your truck." But it's going to be awesome when it happens. Will it ever happen? I don't know, but it's going to be awesome if it does. So let's talk about discipline versus motivation. Motivation is celebrated because it's emotional and temporary. Discipline is ignored because it's consistent and demanding. Motivation says, do it when you feel like it. Discipline says, do it because you said you would. And I told myself last night I was going to go work on the truck. And I had to get up and do it. Like if you set the intention the night before and you sleep on it, it's usually going to help you wake up and get the thing done that you need to get done. And the difference, and that difference between you saying you would do it and when you feel like it, that's the difference between people who can change and people who can talk about the change. The people who talk about the change are never going to change. They just live in that someday aisle where someday I'll do it. And the ones that want to make the change are actually going to take the change. They're going to set the intention and make it happen. So motivation makes you feel good. Discipline makes you feel proud. And I feel proud every time I wake up every morning and get up without an alarm, get out there and do something. Like I felt really proud of myself when I got out there, fixed the truck, and before anybody even woke up. Nobody even knew I was out there. And then I still had time to make breakfast and get the snacks ready and everything. Discipline pays off and is more rewarding than just living in the motivation or the someday aisle. Discipline reveals how serious you actually are. If you're not very serious, I do that with people who apply to the shop. If you don't show up, you're not nothing's gonna happen. Like, you're not getting hired. If you don't follow up after the interview, you're probably not getting hired. Like, you're not serious. You're not taking the action. Like, you took the action to come in, but you're not serious that you want to actually work there. What you truly prioritize, whether your words match your actions, how much you respect yourself. You don't discover who you are in comfort. You discover who you are when your discipline is required. Another hard truth is discipline doesn't lie, and that's why people avoid it. People like to lie themselves, and it's not good to lie to yourself because you're just gonna keep lying to yourself over and over and over. The more the easier it is, not the easier it is, but the more you look in the mirror and ask yourself, "Am I doing the right thing?" The more self-aware you're gonna become. And we talked about that last week, and that was a popular topic last week. So look in the mirror and ask yourself, "Am I doing the right things? And is this what I need to be doing? Am I avoiding anything by doing the actions I'm doing right now?" So why people call discipline toxic? Well, people label discipline as extreme, unhealthy, obsessive, too much. But what they really mean is it makes me uncomfortable because I'm not doing it. And I truly, truly believe this. Like, I used to, when I worked at Lowe's for a little bit, people would always make fun of me for bringing my salads filled with chicken and just a giant salad. And they would always like, "Oh, why you always eat that? Like, don't you ever go do something else?" Like, essentially shaming me for eating salads all the time for lunch. And the fact is, if you flip the table and I'd sit there and make fun of them, calling them like, "Why are you eating McDonald's all the time?" I guarantee you, I would have been the one in trouble. But they could make fun of me for eating salads and eating healthy. But if I made fun of their chicken fried rice or, Big Macs or Whoppers or anything like that, I probably would have been in trouble with HR. So it's just weird that people discipline or label discipline as extreme or unhealthy or obsessive, obsessive compulsive. You're just addicted to eating healthy, which, I mean, why would that be a bad thing? I don't know. But nobody could say you're addicted to eating McDonald's and fast food and, not get in trouble for it nowadays. Like, it's just a weird, backwards thought process that people have when it comes to, like, people think I work out too much. I don't work out too much. I work out like hour and a half a day for 5 to 6 days a week. Is that so bad? Like, but if I go out there and post a whole bunch of drinking pictures, everybody thinks I'm a cool person. But if I post a bunch of fitness things, like, "Oh, why do you always got to post your fitness things? You're making me look bad by posting your fitness pictures." So go get fitness. Like, that's a you problem. You are the one that wants to feel bad. Like, you need to be doing it. You need to go do it. Don't take it out on me. Don't say I'm making you look bad. You're making yourself look bad by not making the decisions that you know that when you look in the mirror and you tell yourself I need to work out, but then you go do something else. Don't blame that on me. We don't cancel discipline because it's harmful. We cancel it because it demands accountability. I mean, it's so much accountability. My wife gets a little I don't push her too hard, but she's, now that she's getting a little bit older and, we're 7 years apart, so like my self-awareness is far ahead of hers, but now she's getting to be more self-aware and more self-aware, like kind of where I was 7 years ago almost. And so when it comes up and she starts thinking this way, and I'm like, "Oh," I don't ever be like, "Oh, I told you that 7 years ago." I just say, "Oh, that's good. I think that's a good idea. Like, great job. Like, I think you're doing the right thing." Like, if somebody's in your life doing that, like getting more self-aware and figuring life out and figuring out that they got to work out and eat healthy, like, don't push against it. Like, lean into it and just tell them, "Great job. Keep going. Let's make it happen." So what real discipline actually looks like is discipline isn't punishment. It's 100% not punishment. It's keeping promises to yourself, doing the hard things first, choosing long-term peace over short-term pleasure, having mouthgasms. I mean, everybody wants a mouthgasm every once in a while, but go ahead and eat the chicken breast and broccoli. It's going to be okay. You can do it. Like, have the pizza once every 2 weeks or something. Showing up when nobody's watching. I do that all the time. Building self-trust through action. Like, going to the gym. I don't even know if anybody like sees me running 2 3 days a week. Nobody talks to me, but it's okay. Like, I am there for myself. I'm not there for anybody else. But showing up when nobody else is watching is 100% the thing. Like showing up in my garage every day, love it. Love it every day. Discipline is self respect in action. Every act of discipline is a vote for the person you want to become. It's teaching your brain to keep moving forward. It's teaching your brain to be more self aware and teaching your brain to quit lying to yourself and actually following through with what you set forward to go do. So, how do you build discipline without burnout? Burnout's just a mental state. Anyways, start small, stay consistent. Discipline grows through repetition, not intensity. Remove emotional negotiation. Stop asking, do I feel like it? Ask, what did I commit to? And make that happen. Tie discipline to identity. I'm someone who follows through, not I'm someone who likes to work out. No, I am somebody who works out. Track evidence, not feelings. Feelings fade, evidence builds confidence. Evidence is key to everything. Like if you see little breadcrumbs of you getting fitter and you getting better, your diet's changing, your mindset's changing, like keep going into it. Because the feeling that, like when you get a runner's high or you get a high from working out or something like that, even if you go out drinking alcohol, you get a high, but it fades. It's gonna go away. All the highs always go away, but you got to keep the consistency going and keeping the discipline going to keep getting those highs and getting those dopamine hits every day or every other day, like however many times you can get it to keep it going. So in closing this week, don't ask yourself how you feel. Ask yourself who you said you were going to be. Because discipline isn't about control, it's about integrity. And the truth is, once you stop running from discipline, life gets simpler, quieter, and a whole lot more powerful. Discipline isn't your enemy, it's the truth teller you've been avoiding. And that's the pod. I appreciate everybody listening. And go out there, share it, like it, uh, give us a 5-star rating on the podcast. And I really appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.